Woo! You ready?
Okay.
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 Alright, hi everyone. Welcome back to another edition of J-Score Gaming Hour. I'm your host, Jess.
And this is Jayla. Oh, it's so cold.
Wow, we just...
Okay, so there's a new setup in the studios, so I was trying to lean over to where the soundboard is, and I forgot to turn off the thing. Okay, wait, we're gonna do mic checks really quickly. I'm gonna turn this up.
Okay. I can hear me.
Can you hear yourself?
A little, yeah. Not as loud as I used to be.
Well, that's your problem, isn't it now? I'll turn you up a little bit. Hold on.
That's fine, that's fine.
Oh,
So,
that's all the way down.
yes, there's a new setup in the studio. The mics are in the air, so I have no idea what to do with my hands. It's very odd.
You can still take it off of the thing. You realize that, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to.
Why? It's not like... Oh.
Wow, that made a noise. Anyway, that's a bad plan.
Right.
Anyway,
so if you take the mics off of the things, the stand pops back up because there's no weight holding it down. I've learned something new today. Let me fix that really quickly.
All right, so today's edition, since it's Valentine's Day,
It's Valentine's Day week.
Whatever. Valentine's Day week, we're going to be talking about romance in video games.
Yay.
Woo!
You should have seen the Facebook post I made. You should go check it out later. It's really funny.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's
it's
probably
kinda
not that funny.
Well, no, it's just the way I worded it was pretty funny.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, so romance in video games. It's weirdly prevalent when you really think about it, even if it's not like a major plot point.
Well, I mean, romance is always kind of prevalent in everything.
Yeah, I guess
It's a major part of life, I would say. At least for some people. Not for us. Not for us. We're better than that. We only care about gaming.
Yeah, it's kind of true. I'm not.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
like feedback or something.
Is there? Okay.
I don't know. It was making that weird noise. Oh, I wonder if that's what the noise was last week.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Now it's not making a noise.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
well, who knows?
we're gonna talk about choice romance in some games. It is a plot point in other games, and,
It's like
shipping,
a thing. Oh.
shipping video game characters. We're not going
Okay.
super hardcore into fan fiction, just talking about the fact that it exists and how we feel about it.
Can we just do shipping in general? Like, obviously not like real people, like character shipping.
Yeah,
like
character shipping.
Let
Not real
us make
people
this clear.
shipping.
It is character shipping, not real people shipping that we'll be talking about on this show. I'm pretty sure that's, ow, my elbow. That's probably, I'm in a different place too now, so I'm gonna start hitting everything that wasn't
Now you know
there
how I
before.
feel.
Yeah, but you were like here, you're like I'm pointing to my left, like slightly to my left, as opposed to like in this corner,
That's true.
which is
Okay.
a little different.
Yeah,
in my
so
defense.
there's a lot that can go on with romance in video games. A real lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing.
Yeah. All right, so why don't we take a song break, and we're gonna.
I don't even have a song yet. Hold on.
You could do 1,000 words from Final Fantasy
have
X2. You should.
Probably
It's
have.
a 6-minute song. Though.
I have to. Oh, good. Okay, no, not 6-minute song for the first song.
It's a romance song. That's why I picked it.
God damn it. Hold on, let me find it.
Okay. Final Fantasy X2 or 10-2, however you feel like pronouncing it. Romance was a huge plot point there. Yes, that's why I picked it, and I really like the song. It's pretty nice. So I hope you guys like it.
Oh, we're doing it now.
Yeah, anytime.
So here's the part in the recording where we actually played a song. However, because of potential copyright reasons, we won't be providing the song in our actual recording. So instead, we hope you enjoy this little clip of music and not me actually singing, because that would be pretty bad. So enjoy! And by the way, if you want to hear the music we're actually playing instead of just this weird replacement clip, you can come and listen to our radio show, links in the description below.
Okay. All right. Are we good? Yeah, I sound normal.
we're good.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. So we're gonna start with.
Oh no, you're supposed to start with that. Never mind, we'll do it later.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh! Oh, this is really scary. I don't know how I feel about this.
Okay, so we're gonna start with romantic love as a central plot point in the beginning. So I am gonna talk about Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2 or X2, or whatever you want to say.
Oh, we're gonna fix it.
You good?
Fix it,
You
we're
alright?
good.
Okay.
I have to sit up super straight to make sure I'm in the mic, unless I fold it all the way down, but then I have to lean forward really awkwardly, so.
Anyway, going back to our topic.
Sorry.
And Jayla, what are you gonna talk about? Romantic love plot
I
point.
thought you were starting.
I am. I'm just. What are you gonna talk about? so people can look forward to that.
Oh yeah.
If they don't want to listen to me,
If you don't want to listen to Final Fantasy, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to listen to that, because that's a wonderful series. Well, I say series, but
It is
wonderful
a
franchise name.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Technically Harvest Moon would count, but
Okay.
it's a really weird aspect of it, so I'll get to that later.
Yeah, no, it's fine. That's all good. All right, so I'm gonna start with Final Fantasy X, which is one of my favorite video games ever, because it's fantastic.
I'm so sorry.
You really should get it for PlayStation 3. Actually, it's
There's the
releasing...
remastered, isn't it?
Yeah, that's for PlayStation 3, and they're also releasing it in the spring for PlayStation 4 as well, so you could get it on there.
Maybe I'll do PlayStation 3 because it'll probably be cheaper.
Well, yeah. I don't know if the PlayStation 4 is going to have physical copies of it, or if it's just going to be on the
That's
PlayStation
alright.
Network. Yeah. Just
Anyways.
let me know. So Final Fantasy X, it's pretty crazy. You're Tidus, or however you want to call him. My brother always called him Alec because his name is Alec. I'm like, what?
His name is Alec?
Yeah, my oldest brother.
Oh!
No, the main character's name is Tidus.
I was like, does
My
he have
brother's
another
name-
name? What is this?
Anyway, so you play as Tidus, and you're in 1,000 years in the past. You're in Xanarkand. All of a sudden, you're transported 1,000 years in the future when there's no technology, which I don't know how people live without it, but apparently they do. And you're walking around, and oh my god, I don't remember the beginning of this game. That's really sad. Oh, you meet up with Riku, and then you go to Besaid. Yeah, Besaid. And then you meet up with Yuna and Lulu and Waka and everybody else. And then you go on from there. And one of the most important plot points, obviously, of the story is the growing romance between Tita and Eunice.
Oh no! Oh no! I was listening here all attentively and I was just like, that didn't sound right. Oh dear.
Oh dear lord. Yuna and Tidus. Oh god, I'm so embarrassed.
Anyways, so
it's their growing romance. And there's a major part of the story. Even in the beginning, they have that awkward romantic tension, and then by the end, it goes all out. But what's really interesting is the separation between the Japanese version and the English version, which I just explained to Jayla, who'd never heard of it. So at the end, also spoilers, I guess, even though this game is almost 15 years old. If you
it's
haven't,
14.
I said almost 15.
But it won't be 15 till next year.
Whatever.
Anyways.
Doesn't matter. Well, spoilers in case you've never played Final Fantasy X and you don't want to know what happens. But in the end...
I thought I wasn't given that option. Well, it's fine.
Well, you know what? You should know these things.
That's
if I'm going to
actually
talk
fair.
about it. Yeah. The only thing I won't ever spoil is The Last of Us. Never will do.
I already know what happens more or less though. We went over this. Anyways, so at the end of the game, apparently what happens is in the Japanese version, as Yuna, what is she? She fades?
No. After the final battle and Sin is destroyed, Tidus starts to fade.
Oh, I thought you said Yuna.
No, Tidus. I said
sorry.
Tidus. I know I said that.
Pretty sure you said Yuna.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Oh no, you said. Never mind. Just go on. You clearly know what you're talking about more than I do, so just keep going.
Anyway,
in this case,
so in the Japanese version, as Tidus fades, Yuna says thank you in the Japanese version, but in the English version, she says I love you.
right.
Which is,
I mean,
fairly different.
we can talk about English translations all day because did you play Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2?
a little, yeah.
Okay. Did you not finish it?
No. What happened?
Okay.
I did hear about some sort of controversy about
No, it was
translation.
It was just a very interesting translation. So, in the Japanese version, okay, spoilers again, but seriously,
Get with the program.
Seriously though, spoilers. At the end, when Shion is dying, quote unquote, because nobody's don't technically die; they just kind of
Fade and go back.
non-exist.
Yeah.
But she has a really long, drawn-out death scene because
I
she's
did see
special.
the death scene.
And it looks really nice though. It looks pretty. Darn
It's
cool.
pretty.
And so she's talking to Roxas, and Roxas is like, "Oh God, what have I done?" And
in that kind of tone. Oh no!
I mean, I don't know the Japanese one, but the literal rough translation of what she said to him. No, not what she said to him. What he said to her, as she was after she died more or less, was who am I going to be friends with now? Because at that point, Axel was basically on the hunt for both of them, by orders of the organization, more kind of sort of. Anyway, Roxas was basically like, I'm alone, you just died, who am I going to be friends with? The English translation, and I shit you not, this is the exact wording of the translation that I remember. Who else am I gonna have ice cream with?
I did hear about that.
But okay, but like in Square's Enix's defense,
Enix
it used to be Square.
It used to be Enix. Now it's Square Enix.
Anyway, in their defense, the ice cream was a very important part of their friendship and their relationship. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like...
It does make sense in the terms of friendship. I can't understand why that would be upsetting.
Who else am I gonna have ice cream with, Jess?
Can I go back to Final Fantasy X now?
Please do.
Okay. So I think that, at least from my perspective, I think that both endings are pretty appropriate. Because, you know, the Japanese don't really say I love you that easily. At least I have heard. I wouldn't know. I'm Irish and American.
I'm super Asian. Not really, actually. I'm kind of mixed.
I'm
actually mixed. That's a lie.
But, I mean, you would kind of know that.
Sorta. I mean, it kind of depends if you're more of a traditional type or if you're like a younger type.
But I think
there's different ways of saying it as well. Different ways of saying it as well. See, this table doesn't make that noise.
That's why I don't smack this table.
No, I'm sorry. It's really bad.
Okay. But they're both appropriate for their respective groups, but I think the English version makes more sense when looking at Final Fantasy X-2 or X2, because that whole game is about Yuna searching for Tidus, because, you know, she misses and loves him.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the game. And, you know, it wouldn't make sense if she already said thank you.
Yeah.
She already thanked him for his service, and then he died.
Yay for death in video games.
Woo, death! Well, he technically didn't die, he just faded back. So.
Yeah, I mean, do they get together at the end of the second game? Like, do they get back together? Do they see each other again?
There are different endings.
Oh, really?
But there's the good ending where I think yes, and the perfect ending where yes. But you could have the bad ending where you blow up the world.
Ooh.
So.
That's really bad. I'd probably try to do that on purpose.
I know you would.
Well, I mean, just to see what it's like.
But yes, they do in the end up together. Which
in
makes me really
canon
happy.
Endings, at least.
Yes, in the canon endings.
Canning?
The
canon deans. Canon deans. There you go, canon deans. No, don't ever say that. Please forget I ever said that.
Yeah,
we're gonna cut that out. We're gonna cut that out so hard.
But I think, you know, the English version makes a lot more sense in that respect, based with the second game as canon, which obviously it is. So.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so do you want to start talking about yours? Take a song break first.
No, I can talk about it really quickly because it's not as in depth just because of the fact that there's not really as much of a set storyline. So like, Harvest Moon is a very very open ended game. Like that, yeah. There's certain goals. Can you like pull up a page for it just so I'm not like giving weird information?
You got it.
Do you like More Friends Mineral Tongue? Because that's the one I used to play with, like all the time. Gosh dang it, just pull it. Wikipedia.
Oh god.
Good god. Not that one. Not that one. The wrong Harvest Moon. We actually pulled up like literal like moon. And oh dear.
Just keep talking. Just go.
So Harvest Moon is a very interesting game in that you play as a farmer.
Really?
Shut up. And like I played the girl version of the game. Like there's a girl version and a guy version because obviously you can romance different people in each version.
Is it heterosexual?
It is heterosexual. Yeah. I don't know if they've changed this in the
that's another thing I meant to mention. Yes, Final Fantasy X, only hetero romantic love.
Yeah, but we're gonna get to that later, so no worries, guys.
Yeah, we will get to that. I just wanted to mention it before I forgot.
Yeah, and it's just it's a very interesting concept because especially like when you play the girl version, because like the guy version, you know, you're like they call it wooing the girls, which is like a really old way of saying, hey yo,
let's go on a date.
Kind of, basically. But it's more of like you give them gifts and stuff, and it's just like you're winning their romance by giving them stuff, which I always had a really weird view on as I grew up, because I was just kind of like, I understand it's for the game and it's for the mechanics of the game, but it's also a very weird thing to be putting into kids' minds as they play this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And like
you have to give a girl. It's the guy giving
a guy.
Is it vice versa?
Oh yeah, no. Like when you're playing as like the girl version of it, as the girl you give the guys things.
Okay.
So like I remember I always used to choose like the same like the character that would fit into the same like mold of like the character, because so in all the Harvest Moon games, because there's a hell of a lot of them now. there was always like the quiet shy one, the quiet shy one, the grumpy shy one. The really really friendly one, the one that was in another farm. Like there's like another farm that
Was
like,
it a
sell
rival
stuff to you.
farm?
There is a game where you actually could romance your rival, and they were always the opposite gender of you because
Much like Pokemon,
yeah, exactly.
where everybody knows that your
was-
best friend in Pokemon you end up with. Everybody knows.
I think that was in Harvest Moon Magical Melody for the GameCube.
Okay.
That was the one where you had a rival farm.
Okay.
Person. That was a really hard game to start off in though for some reason. I don't know why. Like I think I was just like thrown off by the whole like 3D angle of it instead of like the top-down view that you have in the other games. It's like pseudo 3D.
Okay.
It's really interesting. But
I got that.
because it's not fully top-down, it's like well, not the ones that I played at least on like the GameCube or not GameCube, the Game Boy and DS.
So
and stuff.
romance?
Yeah. But basically you're romancing people. It's very interesting. They give you some pretty weird options though. Like I think like in the boy version you can romance the Harvest Goddess, and the girl version you can romance Kappa, who really likes cucumbers. Like you really likes cucumbers.
What for?
To eat, I would assume. He's like the cucumber god.
Okay. No.
Not really like the cucumber. Okay, that's the wrong way to say it. He really likes cucumbers. Like there's an actual like Japanese myth. This is a Japanese game again.
Oh no! I know what the kappa is.
It's wonderful. But yeah,
I do know
good
that.
old times.
Okay.
Harvest Moon, very interesting take on romance scene.
I can't see how that would make people uncomfortable.
I like. It's not even that it made me uncomfortable. I think it was just
but
a very
within perspective, because that's odd. Because you don't view
Yeah.
romance as here. I'm gonna give you a gift, like me. I'm gonna give you more gifts.
I mean, you can
like
only
me
do
more.
it like once a day, and it would only count once a day, and you could also talk to them. But it was also interesting seeing how like certain characters would open up to you more and talk to you more as you started to like romance them more, and you got higher like whatever. I think they call it love points or something, and you can see like their little heart icons that change colors. It's so weird. I really liked playing these games when I was younger.
I can
and
tell.
I still do. And
And
it's
here
really interesting.
was I being a child. Actually, I started with Final Fantasy X-2 instead of 10. Because
interesting.
no, when I played Kingdom Hearts 2, they
because they have the
they have the fairies
Yeah.
of them. Yeah,
that's
that's
really funny when you think about it.
It is really funny. But that's why I saw it and I was like, "Oh my god, I totally want to play this." I have a funny story. I'm going to tell it real fast. So, when I was getting ready to buy Final Fantasy X-2, I had $20 or whatever it was, and I was asking to get driven to GameStop. I was like, my mom was asking me what I wanted to get, and I said, "Oh, Final Fantasy X-2." And my mom said, "No, you can't get that."
Why?
And I looked at her and said, "But that doesn't make any sense. Why can't I get that?" She said, "I don't like those games." And
Why?
because I think she thought they were bad, and I looked at her and I said, "But it's rated T. I'm allowed to play T games." I wasn't allowed to play M games until my oldest brother turned 17. So
That's fair.
yeah, I don't think I played my first one until I was maybe 15 or 16, just purely out of interest, you know.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
fair.
so I had to argue with my mom for 2 weeks, maybe 1 week, to get her to buy me that game, or at least take me to the store to buy it. And then I bought it, and it was really fun. But I was super confused because I had never played Final Fantasy X before. Oops, that was my bad.
Good job.
Okay,
That's all right.
do you want to play a song now?
Yeah. So I'm gonna explain. Well, did you say where the other song came from that you played?
Oh, sorry. No. So the song we played beforehand a while ago was from Final Fantasy X2. It's called 1,000 Words. It is the song that Len sings to Shuyin when he dies, which was why, again, romance is a huge plot point in Final Fantasy X-2, because Len and Shuyin are a couple, and they're dead, and they're ghosts, and Shuyin's an asshole.
Ouch.
He is!
Well, I don't know. I've never played it. So
He's I just...
okay. No, I'm taking
Just
your. I'm
understand,
taking
yeah.
your word for it. I'm taking your word for it. Don't worry.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play a song. Well, like since a lot of video game songs are instrumentals, it's hard to find ones that are like romance songs and like in the sense of words, I guess.
Yeah,
for the
there's
people.
not. You can play whatever. I mean,
So I'm gonna play something from Ruby. Actually.
Okay.
So like the two like songs that relate to romance, quote unquote,
Okay.
that I'll play are gonna be from Ruby. Like right now that I can see.
okay. Oh,
So I'll just
when we come back, we're going to talk about the change from romantic love in video games to more familial kinds, and also
Branching
not
out.
just heterosexual love.
because
Yay!
representation.
Yay!
Hoorah.
Awesome.
Why did I say that?
I don't-
Anyway,
I don't
let's
know.
go.
All right, enjoy the song.
So here's the part in the recording where we actually played a song. However, because of potential copyright reasons, we won't be providing the song in our actual recording. So instead, we hope you enjoy this little clip of music and not me actually singing, because that would be pretty bad. So enjoy! And by the way, if you want to hear the music we're actually playing instead of just this weird replacement clip, you can come and listen to our radio show, links in the description below.
Alright! Or am I on? Okay. Welcome back!
Oh, I came back. I have to like slide everything over. It's really funny.
Alright, so, that transition there of yours.
Segue. Oh,
Yes.
right. So we were going to talk about, like, just really quickly mention the fact that because Harvest Moon is also related to this, the idea of choice
Choice
making
romance.
making choices for romance in video games. There we go.
Yes, so one of the things I'm going to bring up real fast is Persona games. I've only played Persona 4, but I know in Persona 3 you can also pick your person, and you're always a guy in Persona. So you're always picking
Yes.
a lady.
Yes.
They're heterosexual in their
Yeah,
romantic
I know.
part. But it is really fun because you get a lot of options. When I played Persona 4, I picked Yukiko because Yukiko is the best. She's the best in the world. But yeah, if you play Persona 4,
Yeah.
you should pick Yukiko. Just saying.
I don't know.
The other thing is BioWare, which is also really known for their choices in romance. One of the things they do that other companies don't is they do have chances for you to pick someone of the same sex.
Gasp!
Oh my god.
The travesty. No, that's
The
actually really cool.
travesty.
Sorry. That made me sound like a really bad person. No, like, that's totally cool with me. I'm totally all for that.
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah. She's
So
just
that was
joking
being
around.
really, like, weird.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But that's the thing because sorry.
Cough.
Yes, cough. So in that I play Mass Effect, and I'm always femship because femship is fantastic. I always pick Thane or Garrus because they're fantastic. But the options don't end there. You can basically romance whoever you want as long as you have the patience for it. I don't. I really don't. I can only do it with one person. Dooch. But haha. But after that, I gotta stop saying that. You do have the options to romance whoever you feel like, which is really fantastic. And I know they've done that in Dragon Age as well, because they had one character that was straight up gay.
Oh, yeah.
I've
heard about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, multiple times. It's quite wonderful, actually. I do actually like that
Yes.
representation.
So that is a really cool thing. I like it. I like having that kind of option. But in Persona, I can understand why they limit it, because you're a male character and there's, it's not really that common in Japan versus here.
I don't know.
It's not publicly, at least.
Yeah, I guess so.
It might be more so now. I don't really know enough about it to be able to speak, but it seems it's quite a prevalent issue, I would say, in America.
You don't say.
I don't say.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next thing.
Oh, another thing though is like Harvest Moon. There's
yeah.
like a fantasy version of it called Rune Factory.
I
It's,
have
like-
heard of that.
Rune Factory is quite fun to play. Actually, I have it on my I have a port of it on my computer right now. 'Cause I couldn't find an actual copy of it, or I would have gladly bought it.
No,
Like,
I'm sure you
I
would.
genuinely could not find a copy of it in my town.
That does not surprise me, actually.
Yeah, my town's really small.
But choices can be really fun.
Oh yeah,
But they can be limited by
everything.
by the people that make it, by the publisher, whatever,
Yeah.
what have you.
Yeah. So you wanted to talk about
Yes. So one of the things that we've seen a rise in is moving away from just heterosexual romantic love.
or even just romantic love in general.
Yes, and romantic love. I was gonna say that.
Sorry.
Anyway, so that has been a big thing, and I've noticed a lot in some of the big AAA games. Not that romantic love is completely erased, because if you look at Uncharted, you have the whole plot with Elena and Drake and all that jazz. But if you... Nice.
No, I was thinking of Assassin's Creed because it's like Uncharted's like the teen version, it's kind of like the teen version of like the different company of Assassin's Creed, and like
I guess.
kind of in like a really weird anyway. But it's like the ideas are similar in that they're both like really
They're
quote,
free
unquote,
running.
open world, free
Yeah.
running things, quote unquote open world. I say, but it's really
Yeah.
funny because I was thinking about like Ezio was totally portrayed as a ladies' man in Assassin's Creed. It
Really?
was really funny. It was really funny.
That's fantastic. I like that. Anyway, so I think we can start with either non-heterosexual or we can go with
Let's go with
family.
like familial love.
Okay.
Because we talked about that a little bit more.
Yes. So familial love, definitely in 2013, I think that was the biggest thing. And the two biggest games of the year, excluding Grand Theft Auto, because, again, I know nothing about it.
Yeah. I just know that you can kill people.
You can kill hookers. That is not something
Also
we endorse.
fly helicopters. Over military
And jets.
bases.
And
steal
jets.
stuff from military bases. Anyways, that's
Not the point. So, when Bioshock Infinite and The Last of Us, shocker, we're talking about these again.
Gasp.
Yeah. When those came out, that was a father-daughter relationship. Both of them. Oh, that was a spoiler.
Anyway, we had a Bioshock day though. It's like if
that's true.
Well, anyway, spoilers: father-daughter relationships happen in both games. Well, technically, they don't know before. Okay, so spoilers, right? They could have just thought we were talking about Comstock and Elizabeth.
Oh, that is true. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is true.
But I mean, obviously,
Comstock is the same person. Spoilers.
Also spoilers, but yeah, spoilers all the time. Spoilers everywhere.
So, I think that's really, really cool. That, especially, well, it wouldn't incredibly creepy between Joel and Ellie. I'm just saying that out loud.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean,
Incredibly creepy.
but that's not what they were going for either. It was.
Well, I
very
think it was, because in the beginning of the game, when you're with Sarah and you're playing as Sarah in the beginning of The Last of Us,
Yes.
you can, obviously, Joel's whole thing is protecting her.
Yeah.
In the beginning. And then when she
Yeah.
dies, oh my god, when she dies. Oh, I was really upset.
I was pretty. My friend didn't tell me that happened, by the way.
I didn't even know that happened.
So, like,
I had no idea going into the game. I knew only that they were zombie-like monsters, and that you were with some girl and you're trying to transport her.
Yeah,
That's
so-
all I knew.
Yeah, so see, I didn't know about the whole fact that, like, I didn't know who Sarah was. So, like, I started playing the game, and I was just like, who is this? And I kind of thought about it, I was like, she's gonna die. She's gonna die, because she's not in the game after this.
I also thought that, but I didn't want to believe it, because
Yeah.
she was, what, 12 at the time?
She was, like,
yeah,
the
she's
same
12.
age as Ellie, wasn't
no,
she?
no,
No,
she was
Ellie
12 when
was-
she died.
yeah.
Ellie's 14 in the game.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
Sarah's probably more closer to 13 than 12, just by the way she looks and the way she acts, but that's personal, because she just doesn't feel 12. She feels 13 or 14. Ellie definitely is 14. Without
Well,
a doubt.
yeah, that's probably
But
why I was confused.
you can tell, like, the whole beginning of the game is about protecting Sarah, and then when she dies,
My heart.
my heart.
My heart! I was just
So-
kind of like, I sat at the screen, I texted my friend, I was like, I hate you so much.
Yeah. So, Joel has that hole in his heart, I would say, that never really heals. And I guess I would arguably say that it starts when he meets Ellie and he gets to know her.
Yeah.
And then the minute, I can't say this part because you don't know it.
What?
But
No, you realize I probably know most of what happens.
I don't, but I don't want to, just in case. Do you know the whole thing with David?
I don't know who that is, but I do know that at some point Ellie gets taken into the hospital area.
That's the end of the game.
Okay, I don't know what part you're talking about then.
I'm talking about in Colorado.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, well, I
mean,
don't
you-
want to spoil it. It's a really interesting part, and has a really good
Okay.
dynamic, and I don't want
I
to
mean, like, I might know, I just might not know who that is, like, name-wise, so
So-
I genuinely don't know. if I know
Okay,
or not.
so it's wintertime.
Okay, I don't know anything about wintertime. I just
You
that
know
he
nothing
plays
about what
Ellie.
happened in the winter, but playing
No.
as Ellie.
I'm assuming that something happens to Joel because you're playing as Ellie.
You would be correct.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not going to say.
Okay, well.
Because I don't, it's, what happens in that part, again, makes my heart stop.
Okay.
Because
that's
it's
fun.
It's
So Joel
terrible,
probably
but it's
almost
wonderful.
Dies.
I'm not going to say anything.
Probably. That's my guess. I'm usually pretty okay at guessing.
But if anybody knows about the part that I'm talking about in winter, after Ellie and David kind of duke it out, that's not really a spoiler. It's kind of obvious. Even for you. You
Yeah.
knew that they were going to end up fighting, even if you don't know who David is.
No,
They
I
end
mean,
up
like,
fighting.
I'm assuming that David does something to Joel, and that pisses off Ellie, so Ellie will be like, nah. Jerk.
Okay.
That's,
I'm not
I'm
saying
not that's
anything.
just my guess, and I'm pretty
But
sure it's...
at the end of that part, Joel says something to Ellie, and it makes my heart stop.
It's not the sad part that can be taken really out of context, right? Like,
No.
if you cut off half the quote, okay.
No. It's actually wonderful, and I
Okay.
don't want to ruin it because
Okay.
it's
I'll get there one day.
one day, yeah.
One day.
But, so that was an important thing, and then you want to talk about Bioshock?
Oh,
Infinite?
right. So, BioShock Infinite, spoilers, by the way, all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
Spoilers. All spoilers today.
All spoilers all the time.
That should be your catchphrase. All spoilers all the time. Squared. No. So in BioShock Infinite, for those of you that don't already know this,
or have never listened to us and do not realize how often we bring up this game.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Like, I think The Last of Us and BioShock Infinite are probably games we bring up the most, besides...
And
like,
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Well, you bring up Five Nights at Freddy's a lot. And then
Yeah, I just brought it up now, but we're not talking about it today. That has nothing to do with romance.
Well, you could argue.
Well, you could argue that the main character falls in love with the animatronic.
Well, no, technically speaking, you could argue that if the animatronics are either possessed or they have their own consciousness, you could say that they had a
because
love
they're
for
children.
X and
Yeah.
X or Y. Anyway,
Well, I'm not
that's
getting
besides
into
the
that.
point.
We're not getting into
So
that.
in BioShock Infinite, for those of you that don't know, Booker is Elizabeth's biological father. Her name is
Spoiler.
actually Anna.
Anna DeWitt.
Which is why
Guess
he
what?
has AD on the back of his hand.
hand.
Comstock is also Booker, but that's another point completely. Anyway,
He has a glorious beard.
he has a really nice beard. Like, that is a pretty badass beard.
He does have a glorious, wondrous beard.
As much of a jerk as he is, his beard is pretty cool.
It is.
Like, you gotta give him props for that.
I do.
But yeah, but it's very interesting because Booker and Elizabeth, well, Elizabeth doesn't know, does she, until she gets that weird, like, she gets kidnapped and all the weird shit starts happening.
And tortured.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't gonna mention that, but you know. Anyway, so...
She's stop doing that. If she's getting captured,
she's
probably getting tortured.
In the context of the game, you can probably guess. But anyway, like, she doesn't know that, and he doesn't know that until... Well, she doesn't know until that point when she gets captured and tortured. And he doesn't know it until, like, nearing the end of the game when he starts realizing that...
Everything he thought he knew was a lie.
It's all a lie. Cake is a lie. Anyway, but it's very interesting to see, like, even without their actual blood bond, it's really interesting to see how their relationship develops and turns into something of, like, a protective type of love. Because at that point when Elizabeth gets captured by the jerks in Colombia...
The jerks.
I don't know what to call them, but I mean, that's the jerks in Colombia is basically what I'm going to say. He has a moment of, like, nah. Like, nah. Because Songbird takes her back, and he was like, no, don't take her kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, he's really protective of her, and I feel like he's a very... I think Booker is, like, one of those guys where he's, like, has that really rough exterior, but he really does care deep down. And I think that came out as he built up a relationship.
I think the same thing happened with Joel.
No, yeah, exactly.
That's why they're both Troy Baker.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, and that's why Troy Baker voices people like that. But also Kanji in Persona 4 Arena, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, who also has a rough exterior and a soft inside.
Knitting.
I almost
all
feel
the
like
knitting.
It's typecast. So will Drake's brother be rough on the outside?
I hope he is.
And warm on the inside.
I kind of hope he is.
I kind of hope also now. I guess if it happens, you heard it here first.
Snow as well.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! It really is typecasting. Oh dear. I mean, that's not bad because he does really well in those types of roles.
Evidently, by how often he gets hired.
Clapping
Second
for
Son.
that. Second, I don't know as much about
Infamous.
Second Son. Yeah, no, I know. I don't know
No,
as much
actually,
about the character.
probably that's one of the few roles where I wouldn't say that as much.
I think a little bit, but he's more just like the typical, like, I'm a teen. He's not a teen. I'm a young adult rebel.
He's in his 20s.
Screw shit up. Yeah, I know. That's why I said teen. I was like, no, that's not true.
I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure he's in his 20s.
Yeah, he's like, I am a young adult rebel, and I'm gonna screw some shit up in the city.
He does have a glorious jacket.
His jacket's really cool.
It is quite fantastic.
Not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie.
Nobody knows how old he is. Actually, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look up the actual wiki. It might
Oh,
tell
okay.
you.
Well, I didn't remember his name, so.
Oh, I don't know what his name is.
Delson Rowe.
That's a really cool way to spell that name, though.
Delson?
I like that. Yeah, Delson, like spelling it like that. It's Delsin.
Yes. No, he doesn't have an
Nobody
H.
says
But
how
I'm
old
like,
he is. He's
24.
Oh, we're
we're
Native American too.
You didn't realize that.
I never.
Okay, can we get back on topic?
No.
Get away from Troy
No,
Baker?
Troy Baker's cool. Do you want to play a song?
Yes. Why don't we play a song
Do you
now?
want me to play my other song? Or do you wanna
Here.
choose a song?
I'll pick a song. I'm gonna go away from the mic. Bye, people.
Okay, what am I talking about though? Oh, so another thing about this is a little not really jokey per se, but The Sims. Anybody who's played The Sims knows that you always want to try and romance that one person, and just do the weird.
So you romance one person. It's highlighted.
Find it?
Yeah, it's highlighted. So you romance that one person. You have children with them, but then you find someone else who you love even more.
Who's rich?
Who's
usually.
rich, and you go with them. and then they find out. And you go back to your house. And you high-five and dance with them until they love you again.
Weirdly enough,
yes.
that works, but that's not how love works in real life. So don't try this at home, kids.
Do not.
Don't try it at home.
Do not have an affair and try to fix it with high-fiving and dancing.
I mean, you could try, but it probably won't end well.
I promise you it's not going to work. All right, we're going to play a song now.
So here's the part in the recording where we actually played a song. However, because of potential copyright reasons, we won't be providing the song in our actual recording. So instead, we hope you enjoy this little clip of music and not me actually singing, because that would be pretty bad. So enjoy! And by the way, if you want to hear the music we're actually playing instead of just this weird replacement clip, you can come and listen to our radio show, links in the description below.
All right, and we're back, I hope.
Ooh, I need to fix my thing. Hold on.
Okay.
Talk for a second.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the rise in heterosexual romantic love. I'm going to take a break for a second.
Oh, I need to stop.
Your break?
Oh, that
She's
was
breaking
really
things.
scary.
So, I started playing Gone Home. Jayla has beaten it.
Almost twice.
Avast still won't let me install it. Will not let me install it. It's
Didn't
really
you
sad.
like get rid of Avast though?
No.
Or did you fix it or something? I don't know.
I'm still trying.
Somebody
to.
did something.
I think it's something about
Avast just
internally
doesn't like
with
it.
Avast. Well, I'm not going to take away Avast. I
Well,
need
no, yeah, that's
protection
fair.
on my computer. I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Gone Home is really, really fun.
We've actually talked about this before as well on Indie Games Day.
Yeah, we did.
Indie games is like my thing, so.
Well, that's why you're going to talk about this.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, you kind of know a little bit enough about
Well,
it.
I
think, that
know
you could comment
the story
here and there.
not the gameplay.
Well, yeah,
but that's
I mean,
not a focus.
Yeah,
today,
the gameplay's
so.
not the focus. We're talking about story shit.
Yeah.
Story-based games. Oh, that's why I like.
So do I. That's why we play similar kinds of games. I just do the AAA story based, and you do the
And I
indie
do the
story
other
based.
ones. Yeah, but I mean, both are cool. I'm just not as exposed to it.
Well, that's why we make a good pair. Oh, dear Lord. And then, unfortunately, Jayla's going to be talking about shipping.
You can talk about shipping
I
too.
can't. It's not unfortunate. But we're talking about shipping within video game characters only.
Or video game. Yeah. Well, anyway, well, you'll see what I mean in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
So, Gone Home is a very interesting game in that, well, not only is it an indie game, but it's told not from a first-person perspective in terms of the main story. Mm-hmm. Because it's a very interesting thing because you're the sister of the focus of the story, technically. And you're going through your house, which after you've come home from a trip in Europe, and you're finding things from like over the years, well, not really years, over the year and like the months that you've been gone about like that your sister has left. Like there's diary clippings, well, kind of diary clippings, and little things like that. But
And helps to move the story forward.
Yes, it's a really, really cool game. It seems really creepy, but it's actually not a horror game, so.
Yeah, because that was one of the reasons why because I had heard of Gone Home, but I was hesitant to look at it because I figured it was a horror game, and then it kept winning awards, so I started to look it up.
Yeah. No, it's not a horror game, surprisingly.
It seems like it would be, though. It definitely seems like it would be.
Yeah, it's not.
Just because it's a creepy house.
Yeah, no, well, it just.
And
because
also,
it's like
guys,
a dark,
for
stormy
listening,
night.
takes place in Oregon.
Gasp.
In Portland, I actually think.
Is it? I should look it up.
Yeah, I think it takes place in Portland.
You should type it because I can't.
Okay, that's fine. Keep talking. I got this.
So, within the game, there is a couple. Now, you're probably thinking, yes, it is a heterosexual couple because that's obviously like.
I lied. It's actually called Arbor Hill, Oregon. I'm sorry.
Okay, nobody knows where that is. Does Arbor Hill even exist? Like, is that a real place?
Well, it says Portland,
Oh, right
Oregon.
there. It's a mansion in Portland, Oregon.
But then it says a mansion in Arbor
Maybe
Hill,
it's
Oregon.
supposed to be on Arbor Hill.
Oh, maybe.
Nobody knows. Okay, maybe Arbor Hill is like an area in Portland.
Okay, just keep
Nobody knows.
explaining.
Anyway,
Nobody cares.
So there's Sam and, well, Sam, and her girlfriend, Lonnie. So it is a homosexual romance, and you find out all about this like as Sam's sister going through the house. But it's a very interesting story because I think a lot of people didn't really think that that's where it was going.
Yeah, no.
Like, with the story at first?
I don't think most people would assume that because
It's not very common.
you wouldn't. Yeah, exactly.
Like, especially as, like, the canon route for things. Like, most of the times you see non-heterosexual romance portrayed, it's because it's in one of the choice games where you have the choice to be like, okay, if you're a girl, I can romance this guy, or I can romance this girl, or if you're a guy, I can romance this girl, or I can romance this guy. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I think it was just unexpected for me at least, in a very good way, to see it as the canon storyline within a game. It's really nice, actually. I do like it.
Well, I think it's just different because you go into this game. When you got Gone Home, did you know anything about it? The relationship? Anything about the story?
I did, actually, because I had wanted to play it for a while because I'd seen somebody start it, and I watched like 10 minutes of the video and I was okay, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to watch this because I want to play it on my own. Mm-hmm. However, at the time I didn't have Steam, so I was like, I don't know how to get this game, so this is going to take me like 3 years to figure out.
Yeah, right.
It took me like a year. But I was watching Kim from the Yogscast was doing top 5 games of 2013, and one of the people she did with was Zoe.
Okay.
And Zoe had this as her number 1 game, and I was just like, that's right, I have Steam now, I can actually get this game and I can play it. And now I'm convinced that it will be at the very least, a decent game. It was a very good game.
Okay.
I think at least. So, I knew kind of what was going on, but I didn't know like a lot of details.
Okay.
Is what it came down to. So, like, I knew about the fact, because Zoe mentioned that when she was talking about the game, that it was Sam and Lonnie. And I was just like, okay, that's cool. I'm going to go play the game now. So I went to go play the game. That's basically how that went. I didn't know anything else, though.
Okay. Because, I mean, I had heard about it because it was winning awards, and I think that I had found out that the relationship was the entire plot of the story.
Yep.
So it kind of spoiled it for me, but I wasn't even sure what it was at the time.
Yeah.
So I decided to read the story just to understand what the hell everybody was so excited about.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, naturally.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Okay, do you want to talk about shipping? Because we got 6 minutes left, but 5, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's showing up after us, though, so we might have...
Oh,
We're
okay.
not, like, super strict about it. Anyway,
Yeah.
So do you want to start this off? Because you know that when I get started, it's
Oh, yeah. She's going to talk about shipping forever. So when I was younger, I used to be more interested in shipping characters.
Oh, we should probably explain what shipping is for anybody who's listening that might not know. Though if you're listening, you probably know what shipping is. So shipping is when you take 2 characters, or if you really want 2 people, but that's not really...
Yeah, we're not going to discuss people shipping.
We're literally just talking about characters.
But
in this
situation. It wouldn't make sense for us to talk about that. So we're going to talk about strictly characters.
Yeah. So characters that you want to see together romantically. Actually, it's not always romantically. You can do like friends as well, or if you really are into that kind of thing, you can do hate ships. But
that's really
there's a very specific dynamic to that I can appreciate because sometimes it works really well. Anyway, that's besides the point. So we're going with romantic ships because love and all that good stuff.
Unfortunately, it's Valentine's week according to Jayla.
Yes,
so
it is. We also have Friday, so we can know what we're going to do on Friday. Exactly. Anyways,
so when I was younger, I was more involved in it in the sense that I read stuff and did things of that nature. But then as I got older, it got weird and I just couldn't do it. I focused on other things. But I mean, I try to focus on canon stuff. I don't.
Oh, where's the fun in that?
Exactly. I'm not fun that way. The thing that used to annoy me with Final Fantasy, because that was the series that I was super into when I was younger, when people would ship people from different Final Fantasy games with other characters from other Final Fantasy games. Well, the weirdest one was Cloud and Yuna. I was like,
why?
What?
Cloud
that doesn't even make sense.
Or Aerith, for that matter.
Well, that's the thing. And I used to get... It frustrated me to the point where I couldn't do it anymore, which is why I stopped going into shipping stuff, because it was annoying me.
That's fair.
I mean, less so now, but I still don't get that, so whatever. Whatever you want to do is fine, but I just don't understand shipping different Final Fantasy characters.
No, I mean, that's a little confusing as well. I mean, I understand the idea of cross ships, but most of mine are like...
Somehow Cloud got sucked into a time warp and ended up in Besaid.
Damn it, guys! Stop messing with the time. The space-time continuum. I screwed that up.
But, I mean, sometimes it makes sense. Other times it does not, but...
Yeah, I mean...
Hey, whatever you want to do.
Whatever floats your boat, man. Mm-hmm. Literally what floats your boat. Ship. I made a pun. That
so
was really
funny.
bad. That was really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, so you would know more about it than I would. Feel free to speak.
I wouldn't even necessarily say that I'd know more about it. I think I'm just right now I'm more actively involved in the idea of shipping in certain fandoms, not all fandoms.
Well,
just some
no,
of them.
but that's what I'm saying.
Like video
You're more
game
active.
things.
I don't really do much.
Yeah, I mean, like, I remember way back when, like, Kingdom Hearts was like a thing. So
Yeah.
I
that was definitely
it's
part
still
of
a thing,
it.
but like that's part of it. So there are some really weird ones I've seen though for that.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to think, not like weird ones, but that is the first time I was introduced to the non-heterosexual ship.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Roxas and Axel, and I used to laugh really hard at that with my friends because
that one, Sora Riku.
Yeah,
That was another one.
but I used to see Roxas and Axel a lot more. But it's also funny
definitely.
because my friends used to call me Roxas. Actually, they call me Roxy because it's not as guyish sounding.
Okay.
And my friend's name was we call him Axel, but it was really funny because in universe technically it would have been a gay ship, but then like out of universe, like based on the fact that was our nicknames, it was really funny.
That would be uncomfortable.
It was really weird, but we're not going to talk about that.
That's odd.
It's really weird.
But I think that's another important aspect of shipping.
What? What? All the gay ships?
Yes.
There are so many.
Yes,
Don't even
there
get
are
me started
so
on
many.
that.
It's not bad.
No, it's not
It's
bad
just
at all.
sometimes can be really weird.
Well, I mean, all ships can be really weird.
True, but I'm
Like-
always interested to know people that write that stuff.
Well, I mean,
Because some of it's really amazingly good, and some of it's just...
I can think of
Where
like,
would you come up with that?
I can think of at least like a handful and a half of ones that I've read that are really, really good, even
But
if they're
that's what I'm
really
saying.
weird.
But sometimes it's good, but in the sense of who comes up with that?
I mean, props to you guys because that is some good writing I've seen. Like, if you can make me read weird shit like that, you've done really well with your writing.
Exactly.
I will give you props. Ow, fudge. I will give you props there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as for current shipping,
Current shipping. Ooh, what would you like to
Current
say about that?
I don't know if I should even start this because this is a very
Well, you know what the good thing is?
what's that?
You're out of time.
Damn it. No, I have a minute left. What are you talking about? And
We have
nobody's shown up yet. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
No,
Real
it's okay.
fast.
No, you probably should. I'll just talk about it on Friday really quickly.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right.
Like,
so,
we have Friday as well, so it's all right.
So romance is always really interesting in games, and it's becoming. Did you play it? Oh,
No, I'm not playing anything.
So obviously, it's going to be a major plot point in many games, even subplot, whatever. It'll be in games forever. It's one of those things. It never gets old. Never gets old.
I don't even know if it's that it never
I'm
gets
just
old. It's just that it will always be there.
That's a
because
major
it's always
thing.
part of our lives, even if we don't want to.
Yeah, that is true. I will say that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed our chat about it.
We'll probably come back and like talk a little bit more about it on Friday, but we'll probably also mix it up. So it'll be like a double topic on Friday, probably.
Yeah,
Because I definitely have to talk more about the ships. Because the ships, man. The ships. All the feels for the ships, okay?
just play the song, please.
Yeah, so basically we're gonna end it here. We're just gonna play our ending theme and just the last song that I had picked out. And we're
Okay,
just gonna
that's fine.
chill. Alright, see you guys on Friday. Thank
4
you for
to
listening.
6 as always.
Hell yeah. Thank you for watching.
Thank you
for
for
listening.
listening.
If you were here,
We appreciate it.
yes, and if you weren't, then that's alright because you're still cool anyway. You just weren't here, so you're not as cool.
And if you ever have any suggestions for us, we are more than willing to listen.
Yes, please drop us the
Anything
thing.
you'd like to hear us talk about. Unless it's...
Drop us a thing.
Drop us a line.
Drop us a line. Yes.
Drop us a line.
Drop us some suggestions in the thing. I don't know.
Yes, please let us know somehow.
Okay. And here we go. I screwed up. Hold on.
You screwed up
I
real
screwed
bad.
up really bad.
Oh, dear Lord. She has one job. You have one job.
Really hard doing this. Like, it's the entire setup's different now. So
Okay.
hold on. Let me make sure we can hear it.
Okay. That's fine.
Hello everyone, thank you for watching our video. If you'd like to listen to our radio show live at an undetermined schedule because next semester is going to be a little different, you can join us at the link below. We'll let you guys know when we find out what times we'll actually be broadcasting. You could follow us on a number of social media sites. We have a Facebook page, a Twitter, and we will be streaming on Twitch occasionally. All of those links will also be on either on the video as annotations and as well as down below, actually. I'll probably do both. So, thank you again for watching. Like and leave a comment if you enjoyed it, or if you didn't enjoy it. I mean, constructive criticism is always nice. And subscribe if you want to see more. thank you, and hopefully we'll see you around. This has been Ghost Cartridge. Two broke idiots playing games and talking about games, I guess, in the case of our radio show. Have a good day!